welcome back to For the Record. It's finally Vanisher season, guys. QUADECA just put out his much anticipated, highly rated already album, Vanisher Horizon Scraper. This is one of my most anticipated albums of the year, and I haven't been this excited for an album since Simp Ender put out People Watching. Although that was only like 6 months ago, still, I haven't felt this excitement in 6 months. Before this album was released fully, there were 3 singles: Godstained, Monday, and Foregone. I love those 3 songs. I have very high hopes for the other songs on this project. This album is 14 songs long, an hour and 9 minutes. There is a movie that accompanies this album, so that's pretty cool. I will say one thing. This is a concept album about a sailor. This video that you're watching right now will not be a breakdown of the story because I feel like that's very difficult to do upon first listen. So this will just be a review of the songs and how I feel about the songs specifically, not about the story as a whole. Because I've been thinking I was going to do like a breakdown of Didn't Mean to Haunt You, and that'll be out within the next few months. So I'm thinking I might do a 2-part where I'll break down Didn't Mean to Haunt You and then break down this album as well. With that being said, I say we just jump right in. The first song is No Questions Asked. It's 5 minutes and 59 seconds, so 6 minutes long. Let's give it a listen. That's the opening track. It doesn't have a ton of like verses. He just is doing like vocal, like little vocal things the whole time. Pretty much up until the end there is, you know, he does start saying more words like No Questions Asked or I'll Be There When No One Is or whatever he's saying. A little like vocalization thing that he was doing for the majority of the song sounded very hopeful, which I like. It was also like mixed with the background music. It felt like a sunny day kind of vibe. Like it was very bright and very kind of calming but also like energetic. I liked it a lot. It's very different from Didn't Mean to Haunt You, which was obviously a depressing album. It's about a ghost who is like mourning the people who are still living, which whatever, that's a different topic for a different day. But I like the kind of switch up that we got so far. Obviously I can't I don't know how it's going to fit with the rest of the album because I haven't heard the full album yet. But I like where he's going with it. Song number 2 is called Waging War. It's 5 minutes and 15 seconds. I think all of the songs on this album are over 3 minutes. I don't think there's a song under 3 minutes, which is probably why the album is so long altogether. But let's give this song a listen. I love that song. That's the first like real song of the album because, as I said, the first song wasn't like, it was a song technically, he just wasn't singing in it that much. But this, we get some more lyrics. We get a full song of lyrics, which is nice. The decision part of the album is a deciding part. It's a deciding point of when he chooses to go on this journey, or he's like really thinking about, should I do this, should I not? And then I feel like the second little bit at the end where it like speeds up and he's like kind of rapping more. I feel like that's kind of like the exact point where he's like, this is what I should do. I'm gonna follow my heart, as he says in the song or whatever, of going on this journey. I like this song a lot. I don't know if we'll get more like rap on this album than we did on Didn't Mean to Haunt You or Scrapyard or whatever. Even the singles. The singles didn't have much rap. I don't think they had any. Monday, it's like not a rap song. Foregone is definitely not a rap song. Godstained has some fast parts, but I wouldn't consider it rap. So, I don't know. Next song is Ruin My Life. This song is 4 minutes and 41 seconds. Let's give it a listen. So I might have to ruin my life. What I've gathered from that song is that it felt like an internal monologue of this sailor where, you know, he's going back and forth. Will this decision of going on this long journey ruin my life, or will it make it better? And I feel like that's something a lot of people kind of think, where, you know, they have this one specific thing that they want to do, but everyone else around them or even their own thoughts are preventing them from doing that because it might not go well, but also might. But ultimately, the decisions you make in your life are up to you, and it's also up to you if it ruins your life or it makes it better. That's kind of what I picked up from that song. But again, I don't know the full story right now. I'm only on song 3. This album is still so new, so I feel like a lot of people might not have the story down pat yet. And even, I mean, QUADECA has said he's left some things up in the air for people to interpret on their own, which I like a lot. So I don't know if that's like what's actually going on with that song. That's just kind of what I thought at the moment. I also like how it was kind of like a little folk song. It was nice. I liked it a lot. This next song is the first single. It's God Stained. It's also the shortest song of the album, 3:25. I've heard this song many times, but let's listen to it again. This song came out a few months ago, so I've had quite a while to sit with it and form an opinion. I love this song, although it is my least favorite out of the singles, but it's weird because when I listen, like when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, it's like not my favorite. But when I hear it again, I'm like, oh my god, actually I love this song. It's so good. There's beautiful flute in this song. Beautiful flute. And I know he said that he brought in a lot of more people who play instruments instead of just doing it himself, in order to like kind of build the atmosphere and help build the world that he's creating with this album, which is interesting. I really like that. I know I've heard someone say, I think it was probably Riley on Hive Mind, saying that the way that QUADECA makes music, it has to be exactly what he's thinking. And I feel like when you bring in other artists, it can be difficult to replicate what's in your own mind because they can't mind read, right? That's impossible, that we know of. I feel like hearing him bring in more artists and like other creative people on a project is nice because then they can add their own little elements to it, which add to the album too. It's nice, I like it. This next song is called At a Time Like This, and it's 4 minutes and 36 seconds. Let's give it a listen.
Call it what you want, but there's karma in the current when it's calm.
I think that might be my favorite out of the new songs that we've heard so far. As I was listening to it, I was thinking, this is exactly why I love music. Songs like this are why I feel what I feel towards music. I don't even know what it was about this song specifically that made me think that. I think the lyrics, the production, just the entire atmosphere that he created with this song, it's impeccable. It's so good. One thing that I love about QUADECA'S music is that there's so much in the background that you have to listen for, and I'd be so good with headphones on. My headphones are back there and I didn't feel like getting them before I filmed this, so I'm just kind of sat here with my 2 ears, just hoping they work well enough. But I was listening to it and I was picking up like there's like woos in the background, like yelling basically. That was so nice. So I can only imagine what I'm missing out because I don't have headphones on. And I'm someone who will always recommend an album and I'll tell you to listen to it with headphones on because that's just how music is supposed to be listened to. You need to hear everything to understand it. This next song is the second single for the album. It's Monday. It's 4 minutes and 3 seconds. Let's listen to it. I know and love this song, but let's listen to it again for the fun of it.
Don't you give up on a Monday. I wanna tell.
That is one of my songs of the year. I think it's so beautiful, and it's one of the only QUADECA songs I'll like play when I'm around people because like I'll play it in the car when I'm driving with my mom, or you know, like I'll play it around my sibling or whatever. Like there's most QUADECA songs I won't play because like I'm not gonna like play like Sorry for Dying because they'd be like, are you okay? Like what's going on? Why are you playing this depressing song about a guy dying? You know what I mean? So like I don't really play a lot of Didn't Mean to Haunt You in front of them, but I'll play like Texas Blue, my most streamed song of all time. I'll play that. That's a vibe. I'll play like there's some songs, Sisyphus also, that's a great song. But there's some that I'm not I'm staying away from that because just not the vibe, I guess. But Monday, love it. Oh, this song's been out for a while as well, and I've heard people be like, oh, he's like on this boat reminiscing about his past loves of his life or whatever. I've never thought of it that way. It kind of feels like he's talking to someone who's back on land, who's like worried for him while he's out on the water. But he is saying, don't worry, I'll be fine on my journey. I'm thinking about you. It's gonna be okay. That's kind of what I picked up from Monday, but I don't know. It's insanely beautiful. I love that song. I listen to it, I'm not even joking, 10 times a day probably. It's my second most streamed song of this year, which is great. Anyway, this next song is called Dancing Without Moving. Oh wait, this is the shortest song on the album. Not God's Sake, this is 3:19. Sorry for the miscommunication earlier. Let's listen to it though.
Always feel like I'm turning my
That might be one of the best songs I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh my god, that was so good. I love it. I kind of want to listen to it again, but I'm not going to right now. The ending part where there's like the radio guy or whatever. He says there's a man in the horizon, paradise just behind him. But if he turns around, disappears. It kind of reminded me of like when people are walking in deserts and they see a mirage. Like they see the oasis, but then they reach it and it's not really there. That's kind of what it reminded me of. And I watched the Zach Sang interview that Quad did, where he was talking about the title Vanisher Horizon Scraper, where this sailor is trying to scrape the horizon, but it's impossible to do because you can't touch the horizon. It's always behind you, it's always moving with you, so it's always in front of you too. And it's something that's just out of reach that you'll never get, which is interesting. There's a part in like the second half of the verse 2, I think. I can't remember when exactly it happened, but he says cut off, and it's one of those verses that echoes, so it's like cut off, right? And the second cut off, it cuts off. Oh, that's so nice. It's so satisfying. It's little things like that listeners can pick up on that I love. Like it's such a small little detail that just makes it so much better. I love that song. That was so good. That might have just topped Monday, but like they're different vibes, so I don't know. This next song is called That's Why. It's 4 minutes and 29 seconds, so let's give it a listen. I'm feeling good. This album is so good already. Let's hear this song.
that's why.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't love the beginning of that song. It wasn't my favorite thing. He was just talking, and like I've always said, I hate talking in music because if I want to hear someone talk, I'm gonna listen to a podcast, right? I listen to music to hear people sing, to hear the instruments, to hear it, to not hear people talking, because again, not listening to a speech, you know what I mean? But that song it also kind of felt like an internal monologue, but this time it felt anxious, right? It felt like there was doom coming. There was this sound in the first part where, I don't know what it was, I don't know if it was like a violin or some other kind of stringed instrument, but I don't know if anyone will get this. It reminds me of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. There's like that specific sound that just in my brain connects it to that, and it's like an anxiety-inducing sound, which made me think something's about to go wrong on this voyage, you know? The rest of the song was really good. I did like it a lot. So this next song is I Dream About Sinking. It's 3:54. Let's give it a listen. Beautiful flute in that song again. I wonder who's playing the flute. I know he said in the Zach Sang interview, I don't remember what the person's name was, but it's gorgeous. When I think of like sinking or like drowning, I always think of like chaos in the water, but that was very calming. It was nice because like, I don't know, I feel like the water is such a scary place, at least for me. I'm terrified of deep water, but like, I don't know, I just felt like calming, like floating almost. Where like floating and sinking would be two different things, but I don't know, that felt very calming, very relaxed. It was interesting. There was no vocals at all, so just kind of like an interlude, but I do think it adds ambiance to the vibe, you know? Anyway, next song is called Natural Causes. It's 3:49. Let's give it a listen. That was a really good song. That kind of felt like paranoia setting in, like somebody's watching but I can't see them. It's also interesting that he said someone died on Monday, so I wonder if that's a connection to the song Monday from earlier in the album. I don't know. I think he's talking about death in this song, to be honest. Somebody's watching, death is coming. I don't know, it kind of felt like he's like always like checking behind his shoulder just in case something's gonna happen, you know what I mean? But like obviously you can't see death coming. There's not like a They're not like, it's not like someone's gonna come and like actually kill him. He's always gonna perish out at sea, right? I feel like that's kind of gonna be a turning point of this album, where it's not this joyous, fun trip that he's on anymore. It's gonna be hectic, and you know, there'll be a lot of obstacles he has to face now. I'm excited to see where he goes with these last few songs. So this next song is Thunder. It's 4:40. Let's give it a listen. Like the knots of this album, it's a very like hard left turn from what we've heard before. Same with Knots, that's why I compare the two. It just, there's a different vibe to Knots and to this song from the rest of Didn't Mean to Haunt You and Vanisher, right? I really like this song. It's great. I feel like I need to listen to it a few more times, especially like within the album, because I don't really know what it's about. It kind of feels like a storm, like, right? There's like this, like, thunder. But obviously he's not talking about an actual storm. He's talking about someone, I'd assume, or like something that's happening. I don't know, but I'm intrigued. Also, there's this sound in the background that sounds like a hyena laughing. Very cool. I like that a lot. I don't really know what's going on in this song, at least not enough to like form a full opinion, other than I like it. It's pretty good. This next song is The Great Bakunawa. This has Danny Brown in it. Let's give it a listen. I'm very excited. I love Danny Brown and QUADECA together. So, super quick history lesson with me right now, or mythology lesson, I don't know. So in the Philippines, the Bakunawa is this like giant snake dragon thing that eats the moons or eats the sun, and that's why eclipses happen, lunar or solar. It's also representative of like natural disasters, so like earthquakes. In that song, he talks about the ground shaking. He can feel the Bakunawa arising or whatever. It also controls like wind and rain and storms. Thunder, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if he like died in this song. Kind of sounded like he might have died, I don't know. Or like, this was like the turning point that I was talking about, right? With whatever song that was, where I said something bad is gonna happen, right? The Bakunawa is not a good creature to deal with, right? I love what QUADECA does when he gets Danny Brown. He gets him to play these characters, right? And I feel like nobody else could really do that, but the way that Danny Brown does. He just embodies what he's doing so well. He was carbon dioxide in Didn't Mean to Haunt You. He's a Bakunawa in this song. It's great. I love it. I also really like, in like the chorus part or whatever, you can hear him whispering Bakunawa a few times. That's nice. And at the end you have Danny Brown back in. So Danny Brown was in the first verse, and he's back in at the end, just kind of being like, oh, like I'm behind you, you know? I like that a lot. That song, I think, is also like top 3 for me. I love that song. Again, Danny Brown and QUADECA have such good creative chemistry. I love it. This is the newest single from this project. It's Foregone. It's 8 minutes long. Let's give it a listen. That song came out like before this album, and I love that song. I absolutely adore it. I think it's so good. I thought it was going to be the final song of the album, which it's not. It feels like that's kind of the vibe I got the first listen. But there's a song after this, which is interesting, so I'm excited to hear what that is. It's kind of like a Guide Dog Texas Blue situation, where Guide Dog sounds like it should be the end, Texas Blue is the actual end, and it's so good. So I was doing some thinking as I was listening. This song makes me think that he did die. The Bakunawa got him. And he's thinking back to whoever he was singing about in Monday, who I thought died for some reason. Like in whatever song, the people died on Monday, all of them died by Thursday. I kind of thought he was talking about whoever he's singing about in Monday, that person died, and now they're reunited in heaven, or wherever they may be, but they're reunited again, and they are now able to live out their happy ever after, right? I don't know if that's true. I also kind of pictured it as like he just kind of like, I don't know, laying there defeated, and he's just thinking back to what life could have been if he stayed on land. I don't know, it's like a It's interesting. It just feels like the ending of an album to me still. So I'm interested to hear the next song, which is Casper. But Foregone, absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous. But I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I still need to do like a full deep dive on the album to fully form an opinion on it. But as for right now, that's kind of where my mind went, was he died, his person died, they're now back together. I don't know though. Okay, this is the final song of Vanisher. It's called Casper. It's QUADECA and Maruja. Don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I think they're a British band, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm very excited to hear this song. Hopefully it closes out the album well. It's 7 minutes and 34 seconds. So let's give it a listen. I think it did close out the album amazingly. I really like the ending of this song specifically, when he's like going in and out of the water and the music changes with it. So it's like, it sounds like it's underwater with him, and then it comes back out and it's clear again, and then back under and back out. It's nice. I like that a lot. It's a nice touch. We also got the same vocalization thing that he was doing in the first song. But in the first song, it sounded very hopeful. This song, it sounds like desperate almost, or like, I don't know, there's a lot of adrenaline behind it. Also, I don't know what instrument it was, if it was like bagpipes or harmonica or something, I don't know. That was cool, that was sick. I really like the direction that this album took, right? It was very like, I don't know, bright and hopeful at the beginning, as I've said, and then kind of halfway through we had that switch. I feel like Natural Causes might have been that switch, or Thunder maybe, where, I don't know, it feels like dark and heavy and there's like doom about to happen, you know what I mean? I feel like I really like that. It was nice. It was cool. My final thoughts on Vanisher. This is one of my albums of the year. It just is. QUADECA is one of my favorite artists ever, like top 5. Love that guy, love his music. But as for the album, I think it's one of those albums that I'll have to listen to as a full project, right? Like, I Didn't Mean to Haunt You is kind of the same way, I guess, but there's more songs that I can listen to singularly. Is that a word? I can listen to more songs from that project on their own without the context of the full album. Maybe that's because it's been out for longer and I kind of am very familiar with what's going on with the other songs. So I don't know, maybe over time I'll be able to pick songs here and there off this album to listen to on their own. But as for now, I'll be listening to it as a full project. For the foreseeable future. I think the standout songs for me, Monday, love. Dancing Without Moving, love. At a Time Like This, love. Oh, The Great Bakunawa too, with Danny Brown. I'd say those are like the 4 that I love. I mean, the whole album's amazing, it's incredible, but those are the 4 that really stand out immediately. That is all that I have to share for today. All my thoughts, opinions. I do think I will do a full breakdown of this album within the coming months, when I get a little bit more familiar with the story. Maybe when I like see other people online share what they think it's about. Because again, what I said in this video is probably not anywhere close to what the actual story is about. Just what I was thinking as I was listening to it, you know? With that being said, give this album a listen. Also, give Didn't Mean to Haunt You a listen. Didn't Mean to Haunt You is like one of the best albums ever made, I think. So, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now, guys.